worsens your response to medication. So the risk of ARIA is higher in E4 people, okay? 15% of the people in the community have E4. So 15% of us in this room probably have E4, and we are not familiar with it. So I really think that's something you should get tested. LabCorp does it, SonaraQuest does it, and it's all covered. And if it's there, then you should ask for p-tau217. So that's the way I would proceed. Most primary care physicians we are educating, and I think right now I have about 25 primary cares who are doing p-tau217. I do recommend getting it done at a good place. Would I recommend p-tau217 to anyone? 50 and older, okay? Younger than 50 if you have a first-degree relative with Alzheimer's. So a family member or first-degree relative with Alzheimer's, I would recommend getting a screening earlier. If it's negative, keep screening every 5 years. That's the guideline, okay? So there are 5 things in lifestyle which have now been proven to be beneficial in Alzheimer's and plaque clearance, okay? And the data comes from Fingers trial in the world and from Pointer's trial in US. So if you want to look up, I would highly recommend look at Pointer's trial, like a finger pointer. The data got published last week, and some of the data were published in July. And essentially, it's 5 or 6 things. So there are 14 risk factors for dementia, okay? And I'll maybe cover some of them. This year they added 2 new risk factors. If you lose 75% of your financial worth, that's a risk factor. If you lose your hearing, that's a risk factor. If you have depression, that's a risk factor. If you live in a polluted city, that's a risk factor. Alcohol is out of the window now, so no alcohol at all, right? So the guidelines are really kind of becoming very stringent. But if you look at 5 major things, the first is diet, right? So MIND diet, M-I-N-D, it's a Mediterranean and DASH diet is the diet recommended for dementia. It's basically, it has 2 or 3 things: cut the sugar out, cut the processed food out, and it's intermittent fasting, so 16 hours and more. So ketosis is good for brain, sugar is nasty for brain, right? And the MIND diet is on Google, you can look it up, it tells you how much red meat, how much fish and all that to eat, but the diet is called MIND, M-I-N-D. We have a nutritionist in our office that helps with that as well.
And I have copies of the MIND diet here, so if anyone's interested at the end, I can give it to you.
Right. Now, if you are a health freak, and if you are a really fitness freak, then the second diet is called Bredesen diet, B-R-E-D-S-E-N. They do a whole bunch of heavy metal chelation, ashwagandha, curcumin, and all that into it. It comes from Dale Bredesen. There is the data is not very, like there's ifs and buts, but that's one thing to consider. And this is kind of what the diet, my diet looks like. Physical exercise, 200 minutes per week. It has to be zone 2. Zone 2 means your heart rate has to go up to a point where you cannot talk. So if you're briskly walking, you should not be able to complete conversations. And build up strength training with it, 1 day of strength training, okay? So the big myth is the steps is 7,000 steps. Anything more than that doesn't help.